Hey friends, it's Tim Totten again, and I promised you that I would take you by the Christmas house. Now the thing to know is that this is at the Eustis Historical Museum. It's sponsored by them, and the Historical Museum is actually in an old house from one of the founders here in Eustis. A gentleman by the name of Guilford David Clifford was one of the early founders, and he opened one of the very first, what would you call it, a general store here in town. And he had designs for a beautiful house that he was going to build in the 1890s, and then the Great Freeze hit. And so, because many of his people who bought from him didn't have money, all the orange trees had frozen, he had to put off building his big gigantic house because he needed to extend credit to his shoppers. So he did that, and about 10 or 15 years later, he was able to build a house that later was called the Lottie Clifford Taylor House after his daughter who lived there later. That's the house right there. It's a beautiful old white house. Now they used to do the Christmas house inside the actual Lottie Clifford Taylor house, where the museum is housed, but it outgrew it. It was so gigantic that it grew out of it. So we're now in the community center, which is a much larger building, and we'll go in there in just a minute. I'm finding a parking space. Stay tuned.